Hey, what is going on guys? My name is EndingGamertag and I'm back for your daily Fortnite video. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys a new method on how to get stretch resolution on console. Of course that's going to be Fortnite for PS4 as well as Xbox One. Now if you guys are going to enjoy the video or find it helpful, a like would be very much appreciated, and on the contrary, if you genuinely dislike today's video then feel free to leave a dislike. Also, if you want to see more daily Fortnite content like this in the future, feel free to subscribe as well as turning on those post notifications. With that out of the way, let's hop right into today's video. Now, stretch resolution for PC has always been quite a big thing, although it was controversial at one point in time. Some people didn't like it, others did. At one point, it seemed as if every player on PC Fortnite was in fact using stretch resolution. However, Epic Games eventually came out with an update where they put a lock on the resolution and essentially said that you cannot use stretch res on any competitive game mode in the game itself. So, stretch resolution for PC died out pretty quickly. However, nobody on console ever had the chance to use stretch resolution. Stretch resolution has a decent amount of advantages for you guys in the game and gives you a lot of benefits, so to be able to use stretch res on console is actually extremely important and very critical as well. So that's going to be the overall discussion and topic of today's video. It's going to be how to do it on Xbox One as well as PS4, and then another newer method on how to do it on Xbox One, and then lastly I'll discuss the advantages that you'll receive from it. So we're firstly going to talk about how to do this on Xbox One, the most common method, the method that I've always used, and we're going to switch the video over to my iPhone because unfortunately Elgato, which is the software I use to record my gameplay, is unable to actually capture or record the resolution. So that's essentially why my iPhone is actually recording the video in the background as of now. So first of all, if you're on Xbox, you simply want to press the Xbox button, go over to the right on settings, and then click on the settings option. Go down to display and sound. Then now we're going to click on video output, then click on video fidelity and overscan. Now there should be an option to the left, I believe, that will say overrides, and it's either going to say HDMI or DVI. For most players and most people watching this video, it should probably say HDMI. And all you want to do is you simply want to click on it and then switch it to the other option. So since I'm on HDMI, I'm simply going to switch it over to DVI. Obviously, on the other side of the spectrum, if you're on DVI, you simply want to switch it to HDMI. After doing so, your screen should go black, and then after a couple of seconds, it'll actually turn back on and should now be in stretch resolution. Now this is the old method, however it's again the most common method because this one has a higher success rate. This is the method that I've always used whenever I use stretch res in Fortnite, and also the method that I'd always put out in my stretch resolution Fortnite videos. Now I like to premise that once you do this, you will actually see a little bit of a loss in quality, and this is honestly a given, there's no way around it, it's pretty much inevitable, and that's basically the only con when doing this method. Of course there's a bunch of pros which I'll talk about at the end of the video after I share with the methods, and then of course the only con is the loss in quality. Most people overlook this or get used to it. However, if for whatever reason you simply just can't get over the loss of quality, which is understandable, if you'd like to revert it, basically you just want to switch back your override to HDMI, then go over to your resolution settings and switch it to either 1080p or 720p, and basically everything will be back to normal. Now here's how to do it on PlayStation 4. Simply you want to click the PlayStation button, go over to settings, click on sound and screen, then we're going to click on display area settings. It's going to prompt us with two options. Those options are going to be enlarge and also shrink. Now contrary to what you might think, we're actually going to be clicking on shrink instead of enlarge. So we simply want to click shrink over and over again until it simply doesn't allow us to do it anymore. From here we're then going to click enter, which will apply the settings. And that's all you really have to do. Now stretch res should be on your PS4. Now again, you're going to have a little bit of a loss in quality. However, for PlayStation players, it's a little bit better because the loss in quality is nowhere near as much for Xbox. And that's essentially how you guys can do it on PlayStation 4. And now we're going to move on to the next Xbox method, the more updated version, which is actually shared with me from a subscriber or a fan. And he's basically the one I'm playing with in the background. I believe his gamer tag was SMS Snipes. So big shout out to him for sharing with me this new method. And basically this one won't work for as many people as the previous ones. The two previous methods should work for literally everybody. However, if they don't, then maybe try this method as well. And for this method, basically all you want to do is you want to click on the Xbox button, go to settings again, click on video output. Now from here we're actually going to change our resolution if it's at 1080 to 720p. If however you're already on 720p, then simply you don't need to switch it. We're now going to click on video modes, and there's going to be an option that says allow 3D content, and we're simply going to go down to it and click on it. After a couple seconds, once your screen goes black, you should now have stretch resolution. If however it does not work, then feel free to try it a few more times and then it should work. However, if it still doesn't work, then basically you are unable to do this method. And now basically the troubleshooting for all three of these methods, if none of these methods work for you, it's simply an issue with your monitor or TV screen. Most monitors or TV screens will allow you to actually use all of these methods. However, if it doesn't, again, it's just a problem with your monitor or TV screen and there's no way around it. The only way to really get stretch res at that point is to go out and buy a monitor or TV screen that actually supports that resolution. However, in my opinion, it just really isn't worth it. So that's basically how you guys can do it on PlayStation 4 as well as on Xbox One with a more updated version of how to do it on Xbox One. It is also worth mentioning that the updated version for the Xbox One actually has better quality than the first method I shared with you guys. So it's still going to be stretch res, however, the quality loss is nowhere near as significant as the original method that I shared with you guys. So if you're able to do both methods, I strongly recommend you do the most recent method. However, if that one doesn't work for you, then definitely have to resort to the original method, which is one that I've always used. Now, if on the odd chance, when you try to use these methods, your screen goes black and doesn't revert back in a couple seconds, simply give it 15 seconds and then it should revert back and you should see your game once again. Now, in terms of the advantages, now for PC, this was a big thing to have stretch res on because of the wild amount of advantages you'd receive. Now, the two main advantages for PC players was a boost in FPS as well as a faster input reaction. Also, some PC players mentioned that the hitboxes seemed wider, allowing them to have better accuracy, and overall the game just felt smoother, which is probably due to the boost of FPS. Now, for console players, Xbox One as well as PS4, unfortunately we're capped at 60 FPS, so no matter what we do, no matter any settings we make on the Xbox or Fortnite itself, we'll never be able to have a higher FPS than 60. And that's simply the way it is. There's no way of changing that. So unfortunately, we won't see a boost in FPS. However, in terms of input reaction time, simply meaning when you press a button and then how long it takes for the game to register that. This will go down, meaning it will be a lot quicker. So for instance, if you're building, basically every time you press a button, the game will react quicker and your builds will place down a little bit faster than if we weren't to have the stretch res option on. This is more than likely just due to less of a strain on the console itself. Obviously, if we're running in high definition with the max settings that we can on our console, then obviously there's a little bit more of a strain and pressure being put on the console itself. However, with stretch res, we're taking a lot of the pressure and stress off of the console, allowing for it to have a lot quicker of an input reaction time. So fortunately, we are able to have that. That's a big advantage we have. And then again, I mentioned for PC players, they said how their hitbox actually seemed wider. A lot of players claim this to be a placebo effect. However, when I did use stretch resolution and I was playing, I truly felt like my accuracy improved drastically and the hitboxes just seemed wider. Again, this could be a placebo effect just due to the fact that everything in the game is stretched and seems bigger. So the hitboxes will naturally seem like they're larger, meaning your accuracy is going to increase regardless if it's true or not. So that again is another advantage for us in the game itself. And it also mentioned that PC players were saying how the overall game just felt smoother. This could be due to a couple of things, one of which being the FPS boost. And since we don't have an FPS boost on console, realistically the game will seem a little bit smoother, but nowhere near as smooth as for PC players. And those are the main advantages. Once you put them all together for console, I feel like your overall performance could improve a lot. I know for me personally, my performance actually did increase a lot, especially my accuracy when aiming down as well as building as well. And the main reason I simply don't use it anymore is because, again, Elgato simply doesn't support that game capture. So whenever I would use stretch resolution, I wasn't able to record my gameplay. If, however, Elgato did allow it, I more than likely would use it a bit more often. So that is basically how to get stretch resolution on console for Fortnite. If you have any common errors or questions that you have to ask, feel free to leave them down below and I'll do my absolute best to help you out. Also, I've actually been uploading some Fortnite funny moments and trolling content to my channel. I'm going to play a clip of one of my videos, and if you guys enjoy it or would like to see the full video, there'll be a link at the top right of the screen, or you can simply click the link in the description down below. Without further ado, let's play the video. Bro, please get this kill. Whoa! He's up there, kid. Build up to my launch pad and kill him. Oh, no. Oh!
Oh, you didn't know I was nasty with it, my guy.
This kid's cracked out of his mind right now, dude.
Alright,
I'm
not gonna lie. I was actually kind of like playing like a dumb last game.
Yeah, right. Kid's here. You're cracked. Dude, he had a purple combat. Okay. Bro, I swear to God, if you no-scope this kid. Oh no, don't do it. He has a shotgun. Oh my god! What?
Sorry, I had to quick skip him. I'm sorry.
Dude, this kid's a god, dude.
Yeah, I might have. Believe me, I was holding back my guy.
Oh my god.
Ninja's honestly kind of like a bot compared to me because, like, you know, I'm like the best player.
So there you guys have it. That is one of the clips of my Fortnite funny moments videos. Again, if you guys find it entertaining or would like to see it, check out my channel or click the link in the description below for the full content. Nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, a like would be very much appreciated. And on the contrary, if you genuinely disliked today's video, then feel free to leave a dislike. Also, if you're new around here and would like to see more daily Fortnite content like this in the future, feel free to subscribe as well as turning on those post notifications. Nonetheless, my name is EndingGamertag. Thank you all for watching today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Adios.